Hello guys, in this lecture we will discuss about variable. The variable is the basic unit of storage in a Java program. A variable is defined by the combination of an identifier, a type, and optional initializer. So all variables have a scope which define their visibility and a lifetime. So what is identifier? An identifier may be one descriptive sequence of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, or the underscore and dollar sign characters. They must not begin with number. Keep in mind, they must not begin with number. They cannot be keyword. Declaring a variable. In Java, all variables must be declared before they can be used. The basic form of variable declaration is shown here. Here type is one of Java's atomic types or the name of a class or interface. So the identifier is the name of the variable, and you can initialize the variable by specifying an equal sign and a value. So you can keep in mind that the initialization expression must result in a value of the same or compatible type as that specified for the variable. Like int a, b, c declares three ints a, b and c. Second line, int d equal to 3, e, comma, if f equal to 5. So declares three more ints initializing d and f. Byte z equal to 22. So it means initializes z, and double pi equal to 3.14159. It means declares an approximation of pi. Variable x has the value x. Dynamic initialization. What is the dynamic initialization? It means the variable initialize at runtime. So in this slide you can see double a equal to 3.0. We are initialize a and b at compile time, but c is dynamically initialized at runtime. Double c equal to a into a plus b into b. It means all expression will calculate at runtime, and the output of this expression will assign to c dynamically at runtime. In this program, three local variable a, b and c are declared. The first two variable a and b are initialized by constants. However, c is initialized dynamically to the result of the expression. The key point here is that the initialization expression may use any element valid at the time of the initialization, including calls to methods, other variables or literals. Okay, let's run the program. Oh, your program executed successfully. Now let's run it with the help of Java interpreter. Oh, this is the output of your program. The scope and lifetime of variable. So far all of the variables used have been declared at the start of the main method. So however, Java allows variable to be declared within any block. In Java, the two major scopes are those defined by a class, those defined by a method. As a general rule, variable declared inside a scope are not visible, that is accessible to code that is defined outside that scope. In this program, the variable x is declared at the start of main scope and is accessible to all subsequent code within main. So within the block, y is declared. So since a block defines a scope, y is only visible to other code within its block. The line y equal to 100, we are assigning 100 to y, but a compile time error will occur because y is not visible outside of its block. So I want to show the output of this program. This is the error. So y symbol variable y is not find here because it is outside the scope. So now we will correct it. Now your program is executed successfully. Now I want to run. Let's see what's happening. So this is the output of your program. Hello guys, in this lecture we will discuss about data type available in Java programming. Let's start. Java is a strongly typed language. What this means? Let's see. Every variable has a type. Every expression has a type. And every type is strictly defined. Actually, the Java compiler checks all expression and parameters to ensure that the types are compatible. So any type mismatches are errors that must be corrected before the compiler will finish compiling the class. The primitive types are also commonly referred to as simple types. These can be put in 4 groups. Integer. So this group includes byte, short, int and long, which are for whole valued signed numbers. Floating point type. Floating point numbers. These groups include float and double, which represent numbers with fractional precisions. Characters. Characters. These groups include char, which represent symbol in a character set like letters and numbers. Boolean. This group includes Boolean, which is a special type for representing true and false values. So you can use these type as is or to construct arrays or your own class types. So the primitive types represent single value, not complex object. Although Java is otherwise completely object oriented, the primitive types are not. So let's look at each type of data in turn. First, integer. So Java defines 4 integer types: byte, short, int and long. All of these are signed positive and negative values. The width and ranges of these integer types vary widely as shown in this table. And long take 64 bits, int take 32 bits, short take 16 bits and byte 8 bits. So hello guys, in this program I want to show you how to declare a integer type variable. So first integer family has first byte type byte b and equal to 20. So here you can see byte a equal to 20. It means byte, it's the name of type. So type of data that can be stored in this variable. A, its name of variable, name given to the variable. In this way, a name can only be given to a memory location. So equal to, it is an assignment operator, and 20, it's a value. Value, it is the initial value stored in the variable. It's the basic unit of stores in a program. The value stored in a variable can be changed during the program execution. So in your RAM you can occupy according to width of data type memory, and you can retrieve that information from that memory, and you can change that information, and you can save, retrieve, and whatever you requirement you can do it. Byte short c int d equal to and long. These four types belongs to integer family. You can sign like second line, otherwise you can sign at the time of declaration L equal to 200. So system dot out dot println, I have the output of, yeah, you can see the value of b is. So you can use here plus means string concatenation. So you can copy and paste, and you can use C, D and L. C, D and L. Okay, let's save it and go to CMD command prompt, and I want to show you the output of this program. So here you can use Java compiler, Java C. Name of the source file. So it is executed, I think, successfully. Then Java, it is a compiler. You can use Java as the interpreter. Java int demo. Okay, this is the output of your program. So here every type has a range and width. What is the meaning of range? Range means the you can store the information between that range, like byte has a range -128 to +127. If you want to sign more than that range, what happen? I want to sign 200, it is out of range. What happen now? I want to show you and save it and again run it. This is the error. check it and incompatible types possible loosely conversion from it to byte 200. You are assigning more than the range because of floating point types float and double, which represent single and double precision numbers respectively. This is the table that show width in bits and approximate range. Double take 64 bits and float take 32 bits. So I am declaring a variable f float type and d is double type. So I want to show you the output of this program. Okay, so this is the output of your program. In Java, the data type used to store character is char. Java uses Unicode to represent characters. Java char is 16-bit type and the range of the char is 0 to 65,536. There are no negative chars. So in this program, I want to show you about char CB, and C we have assigned a variable, a single character of C and 88 number of B. Assign ASCII code of char in Java. So this is the output of your program. Value of C variable is A and value of B variable is X. If you want to store any ASCII value to character in Java, it will convert into character. Boolean. It can have only one of two possible values, true or false. This is the type returned by our relational operators. As in the case of A less than B, it will return true or false. Boolean is also the type required by the conditional expression that govern the control statements such as if and for. Boolean, it's a new type in Java. In Boolean type, you can save only two values, true or false. So here you can see Boolean B and C, two variables, and I have assigned a value true to B variable and false to C variable. Let's see the output of this program. Value of B is true and value of C is false. This is the output of your program. Hello guys, I have asked question in last lecture, what are the two parts in executing a Java program? So the answer is two parts in executing a Java programs are Java compiler and Java interpreter. The Java compiler is used for compilation and the Java interpreter is used for execution of the application. So today's question is Java pure object oriented programming language? Please give the answer in comment section, otherwise I will tell you in the next lecture. Hope you have enjoyed this lecture. I will see you in the next lecture.